What's going on? Welcome back to another episode of Innovation by the Cup. We're serving up innovation one cup at a time. This week we got Dan from Dias. He's going to talk to us about some of his innovation war stories. First one in a new series of innovation war stories we're going to be doing. So, Dan, over to you. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Where are you from? Where you work?
I'm Sergeant Dan Brewer. I'm at Dias Air Force Base. I'm a weapons troop by trade. I'm originally from Phoenix, Arizona. And I don't really know what I do in the innovation space. Mostly I try to solve problems, but a lot of time I feel like shaking with a head cut off running out of a brick wall. And somehow I managed to get stuff done. I'm not really sure how, but I somehow I can accomplish small tasks.
So when we talk about like some war stories, I'm always curious about how you get into the space. If there was a moment or a time or something you tried to do that really was like, God, why am I not involved with this? Why can I not do this better? What is that? What did that look like for you, Dan?
Mine was a storage stand I wanted to build for a piece of our equipment, because what we had, all of our storage stands were too low to actually put stuff down on the equipment that we used to take our stuff off. So we had to get a whole nother piece of equipment to take it off the first piece of equipment to put it down somewhere. So I was like, that's stupid. Why don't we build a stand that's like 4 feet higher and we're good? And it took me like 2 years of basically getting constantly for my idea. And I eventually found my way to Cap, who was like, yeah, I like it, man. Let's make it happen.
This is a family show, so we'll bleep that out later. But yeah, so you just wanted to make some shelves for some aircraft stuff, and I think you found an innovation group. And what did they turn your neat idea into?
I don't know. I left with the design warfare course, and I came back and tried to pick everything up. And some dudes who weren't in my career field and didn't really know what I was doing, like, came up with a bunch of different ideas while I was gone. And there was something about like a crane, and there was something about what was one of the other ones? I can't remember. The crane one was the one that got me the most. They wanted it to, like, at one point they wanted it to hang from like a series of chains, just like permanently. I'm not really even sure how that was supposed to work.
Because innovation has to be complex, right? Has to have a bunch of moving parts. No, Innovation is easy. It's simple. They brings a solution to the end user. Dude just wants a shelf. Give him a shelf. Try it out.
What was the problem you were trying to solve?
It's one part of a multi-faceted approach that I'm trying to do to improve our we call them bomb lifts. They're these bomb lifts. It's like a piece of aerospace ground equipment that we use to load our equipment, right? And the things break a lot. And so my thought process was, why do I need 2 of these things to do the simple job of taking a piece of equipment down and just putting it somewhere? I was like, if I just build this stand, I can use half as many of these pieces of equipment as I need. My thought process, and I'm not a mathematician, I figured 50% less equipment, 50% less breakage. So I was like, that makes sense to me. So that was part of it that I wanted to do. And I wanted, like, I think when I came to Caprio, I was like, yeah, I might be able to do this for like $2,000 to buy some like speed channel and just weld it together. And I'm pretty sure we'll get it to work. And then I remember at one point, somebody, not Caprio, told me, they're like, yeah, we could get like $500,000 for this and send it to some engineers. And I was just like, I don't want to do that.
All right. Well,
my pride moment is that I haven't spent a dime of the money that I was given to do it. I managed to scrap everything together from like other resources and just making handshake deals with people to take stuff.
So full circle, would you say that's how you got in the innovation space? That's what drove you to be a part of this?
I think so, yeah. I think I got tired of spinning my wheels on the ground all the time to accomplish literally nothing. Yeah. I think that's probably what got me.
Nice. So what are you doing now in the innovation space? What are you working on now?
I got a whole bunch of stuff going on, man. I'm trying to see if I can do a tactical funding increase to create a whole new bomb lift. with a company that's already gotten approved phase 2 for other lifting equipment and AppSock. I had a meeting with some EOD guys yesterday about trying to do a sitter phase 2 for 3D printing components of bombs, so that way they could do more practice out on the EOD range without having to like constantly destroy their equipment and not be able to get it back. Let's see what else we got going on. I am helping a group of people who have had an approved phase 3 to build new training, or not training, more like a workshop for young NCOs that are help them get the soft skills and the interpersonal relationship skills that aren't being taught really at our NCO school anymore. So,
Awesome. So are you at the squadron level? Are you working innovation at squadron level, or what level are you working at?
I bounce back and forth between the group and the wing. I do some stuff at the group level. I have like a full-time gig at our group's innovation team. We have a little team we call the Magnificent Seven, which is the reference to a movie that nobody ever gets. And so I usually get eyes rolled at me. But I do a lot of stuff there. And then if I have spare time, I just do other things. Like the EOD project originally started as, I want to help these guys do 3D printing. I was like, let me go talk to a bunch of different people in maintenance. Cause I was like, we do a ton of metal work. I was like, let's go talk to all these people. I'm sure I can find somebody who will buy this. Nobody liked it. Nowhere that I went, nobody liked it. And so I was like, man, I'm not going to take this. I was like, somebody wants this. I was like, who wants this? I don't know. Let me talk to EOD. They like to destroy stuff. Maybe they like to build stuff. And I was right. Somebody in EOD who's a hero. So you're gonna have to blurt that one out. I apologize. But yeah, when it comes to stuff like that, I just swim outside of the maintenance group space for a little bit and do what I can do.
All right. So we kind of got a grasp of who you are and what you do, what got you into the space, stuff you're starting to work on. So if you got a new person coming through, let's say you get a young brewer comes through, right? He wants to see something. What advice would you give a young brewer in this space who wants to get after innovation?
Two things I tell people all the time. Never take no for an answer from anybody who doesn't have the authority to tell you no. And two, trust your instincts. Always listen to people's advice, but never ignore your instincts. I have people constantly tell me that there's no way that I can do what I'm supposed to be doing, or that what I'm trying to do can't be done. And I've yet to run into a problem that I haven't been able to solve because I just listen to my instincts and I listen to advice from people around me. So far, the sky's the limit. I don't know where I'm going to hit my head real hard on something one of these days as I go up, but I'm going to find it sooner or later, and then I'll just go around it. But so far, so good.
Yeah, I tell you, it's so interesting how many times you get no. And I think you put it right. Like, there's a lot of people who don't even have the authority to say no, and they still tell you no anyway. And it's so discouraging to see that.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, like, just, it's such a bummer that people do that. And it just kind of stifles that creative environment that we have, that we can create for people. And people just saying no does that. So crazy. So, yeah. So, like,
Last piece, last question.
Yeah.
Last roll through. I want to hear this. I want to hear this from your insight. We hear this all the time. We talk about it. What does 2030 look like to you? Tell me about working your space. You're a guy in the line. You run aircraft stuff. Your weapons, dude. You blow stuff up. You like it. You're a smart guy. What does 2030 look like to you?
I have this this like own internalized dream of what I want, like my base to look like, Dyess Air Force Base to look like at 2030, and that is a base where my full-time job doesn't even really need to exist, because we've created collectively an unofficial hub for R&D and innovation and new ideas in the whole MAJCOM. Like, we're not set out to do that. Nobody's given us permission to do that. but we've created so much noise that we can't be ignored anymore. And people come to us, and people like to come here, and we get to say what happens with the next generation of bombers. We get to say what's happening in global strike as a whole. We're the, I don't know, the roots of the tree, and we dictate the pace of what we do. I think that'd be really cool. I don't know if we'll do it, but I'm gonna try.
Yeah, that's a great vision, man. Enabling the airmen to be a part of the process in the end to help drive the Air Force forward. That's a goal that we should all strive to. So I think it's a good goal, honestly. So thanks for being on the show. We appreciate it. Thanks for sharing your thoughts, your war stories, kind of how you got into space and stuff. So all you folks out there, thanks for joining us in, and keep on innovating one cup at a time.